Right, people, it is the moment we've been waiting for all week. It is time for Subtract in the live lounge, and he should be on the other end of this fader. Hello there.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I can see you. This is weird. I can see you on the telly. Can you see me?
No. Well, I can see your studio. I can't see
studio. Okay. Well, we've got this kind of fancy telly system where we can see into every studio, so I can see you and Sam fit in there. And from here, it looks like you're kind of about to take off in a spaceship, because all we can see is the technology, and there's a lot of it in there. Do you want to describe the kind of what you've got in there today, Subtract?
Basically, the essence is I play drums, and Sampha, the main guest I work with, he sings, plays keyboards. But in between us, we do all the kind of synthy, looping drums, drum machines, and other bits and pieces, affecting stuff. So we loop up kind of all our bits of tracks live and kind of play it like that. So it's a lot of gear.
How long has it taken you to set this up? Because when I came in this morning, you were here.
Yeah, exactly. It's like about 2 hours. I think we're a bit because of Christmas and stuff. We've been a bit rusty because we finished touring in sort of mid-December, and then we've had a bit of a break. So now we're just a bit too super chilled.
Well, last time I saw you was actually in LA.
Oh yeah,
and you were telling me that you were touring America then with Sampha and kind of doing so well over there, playing to 1,500 capacity crowds, kind of headlining gigs like that. What a great way to end a year. Yeah,
it's amazing how kind of it's picked up in lots of different places. You know, you never really know or expect who will listen to the record or who will like it. But it just seems it's been really positive in the US and other around Europe and even Australia and Japan and places that they're really keen on it. So it's been a lot of fun, you know, playing lots of places I've never been before.
Yeah. Let's go back to the start, because you've been working in music since the very beginning, I take it, right? You've been working in record shops and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So kind of that's been my sort of route into.
You're a slave to music, Subtract.
Yeah, exactly. Buying records, playing records, then trying to make records. I think.
How was that transition, going from kind of selling records over a counter and kind of being a music lover to actually being someone who's an artist who people buy?
I don't know. I think it's all about kind of collectively sort of finding your inspirations, you know, and trying to find your unique kind of sound and stuff, you know, and that's very much kind of what I did, you know, by sort of listening to lots and lots of music and kind of picking you know, so much stuff from past electronic music and soul and funk and everything else, you know, and just mishmashing all that up into it's kind of what we do now, I suppose. But
and when people go and see you live, you have a mask. You're incognito. Tell us about the mask. Where did it come from, and why this mask, I suppose?
I suppose, you know, the initial thing for me was about that, you know, as an artist, I kind of I kind of dislike the way you have to spend all your time doing promotion, I suppose, and having to talk about your music, or even in the first instance when you start putting music out, you know, having to describe who you are to people to make it make relevance or a storyline or biography about why you make music. You know, for me it was just about whether the songs sounded good and people appreciate them on the level that they're created or how they sound, you know. And so for me that was just kind of an extension of it, performing kind of anonymously, so people didn't you know who I was when I was performing. I think the first instance actually I was playing with a friend of mine, actually, Graham Sinden, who I think you know. And he was the first person who booked me to play at Fabric. And because I'd known him for like 10 years before and he didn't know who I was, that I had to find this way of trying to hide my identity. So that was part of the premise as well. But it was kind of
I think it was probably going to work in your favour down the line, because you're going to probably become quite well known, and it means you can still live a normal life, maybe. Yeah,
well, you know, that's part of the thing. I think, you know, making music, the way I write music electronically, I feel it's kind of making up all these make-believe sounds and, you know, worlds. You kind of make up this kind of whole musical genre, really, the dance stuff, you know. I don't think it's not so much me telling a story about my life or such, as much as me kind of creating a whole storyline, you know, through the music.
Yeah. Well, we are massive fans of the album In the Studio. It genuinely is one of my albums of 2011, and it does feel like you have kind of created, I don't know, like a new sound, like you said, like a culmination of all your influences and all the stuff that you've listened to over the years has created this beautiful whole piece of art, I suppose.
Thank you. Yeah, it's you know, it's for me, it's just taking those electronic things which I love so much, you know, and combining that with a whole soulful element and just kind of twining these together, really.
Well, I've got loads of things to talk to you about. I want to talk Drake. I want to say hi, Sampha, by the way. Hi. We want to talk about Sampha as well and 2012, but let's get on with the music because that is why you are here, Subtract.
Cool.
That's why you've been fiddling with wires for 2 hours in the live lounge. So the first thing you're going to do is a single, right?
Yeah, that's right. This track's called Hold On.
Okay, well, here in the live lounge for your ears is Subtract and Sampha with Hold On.
You're giving me the this that like you don't even know I'm here. Why don't we turn the leaf? Why don't we turn the? Why don't we turn the leaf? Why don't we turn the? You're giving me the coldest stare like you don't even know I'm here. Why don't we turn the leaf? Why don't we turn the? Why don't we turn the leaf? Why don't we turn the?
I was too scared to speak in case you're going to launch into another episode. That was amazing. What an amazing wig out. Proper jam session. Subtract in the live lounge. That is what you've been listening to with the help of Sampha. There was cowbells. There was 2 drum kits. There was laptops. There was keyboards. Absolutely amazing. That was Hold On, the single performed live, and such an amazing reaction to that, Subtract and Sampha. Emma in Aberdeen, this is beautiful. I love it. So fresh, so creative. Catherine in Reading, such a lovely, humble man with an amazing voice. Thank you for helping me through my revision. Big up Subtract, loving his tunes. Subtract is awesome. Just found him but can't stop playing his album. That's a great live performance. That's Emma in Essex. Yeah, it's lovely to hear the tunes in a live capacity.
Yeah, it's kind of pretty different to the album, I suppose.
Yeah.
You know, that was the key thing for me when doing a live show because, you know, a lot of electronic artists obviously do things which are very much kind of laptop sets with a controller, and it's kind of watching a performance of someone dancing on stage, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, kind of I think the way I wanted to play was actually just really kind of get in with instruments but still not lose the electronic part of it, you know, but doing it live really. So.
Yeah. Took a lot of energy, that last 7-minute epic.
Yeah, it feels like going running or something.
What must you be like after a full gig?
It's pretty tiring, yeah.
So we just played Drake, Take Care. That was strategic because I did want to ask you about Drake. Obviously he guested on a new version of Wildfire, which is what we're playing in the background. How do you go from being Subtract to being, you know, a producer in the UK, you know, playing Fabric or whatever, to collaborating with Drake? How does that happen?
It's kind of just by chance, I guess. I didn't really, you know, I didn't know the guy, and I didn't have any kind of hookups with him. I just think he'd been hearing music, I think initially through strange because you just played the track as well with the Jamie XX thing, and I think they'd been sort of working and he'd been listening to stuff that was coming out of the labels, you know, and the stuff which was related to kind of what he'd been producing with him. So and I think he'd come across my album and obviously heard Wildfire and seemed to jump on it. And then the first thing I heard was like someone at the label basically said, "Oh, Drake's done a version. He's about to put it on his website."
What were you when you were listening to that? Were you like, "Oh my god"?
It's just a bit crazy, yeah. Because it's like these kind of things which you don't ever expect or know. You never know who's listening to your music, obviously, and then to find out that someone who's obviously a number one kind of artist in the US is supporting it, which is amazing. So yeah, that did really great things for us, I think, in terms of you know, in the US as well, you know, in terms of people hearing it. It's sort of the great thing. The thing I really like is when music kind of comes out of the box it's been put in, you know, if something's like a garage record or a dubstep record, but things can like just morph into different things. So, you know, when it's put in that context, people, you know, will think it's a hip hop record or whatever, you know, because it doesn't matter about what the tempo of the production is. That's what I kind of like, you know.
Yeah, that's what makes it exciting, isn't it? Yeah. Just as well, you liked the record as well. Imagine if you hated it. Imagine if it was awful and you had to kind of, big up Drake.
That was kind of a weird one, yeah, because I had to, I'm sure, you know, thousands of people heard it before I'd managed to get the link off the website. So it was just like, all right.
And I saw a kind of grainy YouTube video of him joining you on stage at Wrong Bar in Toronto.
That was pretty amazing, to be honest. It was just like spur of the moment, you know. He put some tweet up about saying he was starting his world tour or something in the autumn, and I said, how about us supporting, you know, just being a bit blasé, and he's put a tweet back going, the world needs this.
Brilliantly melodramatic.
Yeah, exactly. So then from that, I think then he basically sent him. He started following me, so I sent him a message saying, "Oh, look, we're going to be in Toronto. You know, if you fancy meeting up obviously after he'd done that collab.
Yeah.
And turned up and he just goes, "Oh, I'll come and sing it then." So and I didn't know if it would happen on the night. We were like on stage. We'd set up.
It's the smallest stage in the world as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's only like 100, 150, 200 people ready. It was like it's really small. But then after about just about 5 minutes before we were going on stage, the guy who runs the venue goes, "Drake's here." It was like, okay.
So is that genuinely the first time you met him?
Yeah.
When he walked up on stage and took the mic?
Yeah, exactly. And I had to say hi.
God.
And introducing Drake's pretty strange, the kind of feeling, but in his hometown as well.
Yeah.
But,
wow. Go and watch that if you're at home. Go and look it up on YouTube. It's quite amazing to see when Subtract met Drake for the first time. So let's talk about the man by your side now, Sampha, the voice behind the music today. How did you and Sampha hook up?
I think it's initially like one of the guys. The label basically introduced us because we were both kind of just producing music, really. And I think we both kind of live kind of close to each other as well, and we just sort of parting tips, really, listening to each other's stuff. And then I found out he kind of sang because I didn't hear any of his vocal tracks before. You know, it was more instrumental stuff. And then suddenly I heard a vocal track and I was just like, wow, what an amazing voice. Yeah. But you hadn't released anything at that point, had you?
No. All I had was like a few instrumentals up on MySpace. Basically.
And Sampha, didn't you think maybe I should sing? Like, when did you discover that you had this voice?
Well, I've always been singing, but I never really thought of it as like something other people would really want to like listen to.
Well, thank God for Subtract then.
Yeah, no, he sort of really like noticed that about me. And, And since we're like.
Well, no, the thing I like about Sampha and the way we collaborate is it just seems really easy to gel. You know, it's not like we have to try too hard to write a song. It just happens, and lyrics seem to fall out of Sampha's mouth quite easily, and they really complement. I think what I'm trying to, I guess, say, you know, in terms of lyrically as well. I think, you know, so I think that's the key thing. I'm not really a lyricist or someone who can write that kind of thing, but Sampha's amazing at it. So you know, collaborating with people, I think, is what I love most. With Sampha, it's just been so easy. And working with the live show, you know, we're both performers and like to, you know, present something in a different way. So, you know, working with Sampha in the live context was such that, you know, the really great thing that he was up for it as well. Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, let's hear this live context live on the radio right now. It's a very special live lounge today. It is Specialist Takeover Week, so we get to do what we like, which is why we've asked Subtract to do the live lounge today. And right now, you are going to do a cover. You can't tell us what it is, Subtract. You just have to tell us why.
I don't know. Like this, it's just one of them. I feel like I'm on some TV show trying to introduce something in a mystery way now. Like
you are. It's radio though.
I don't know. It's just one of our. You know, I think both Sampha and I really like this track. Yeah. And can I give a hint of?
Yeah, give us a hint.
Okay, we supported them on tour.
Oh, I know what it is now.
So like, but it's a band. You know, it's a track we love, and we just thought we could make it into a different context and try something different. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, here it is then. You guys get ready to go. Subtract and Sampha in the live lounge with a mystery cover. Let us know what you think on the text, and we'll speak to you guys more after this.
As I hear your voice, it sets my heart on fire. Now with all the news, it sets my heart on fire. Hey, and now I can't stop the wheels from turning. I can't stop the time machine. And as I hear your
Woo! We had the usual, do we talk, do we not talk? Thank you so much, Subtract, for that, and Sampha for singing a cover of Friendly Fires and Blue Cassette. I thought as much. How was that fun?
Yeah, it was really good.
Okay, loads of people absolutely loving it, saying this is unreal, amazing arrangement, what a beat, loving it from the offset. My favourite song from the album, a great cover, that's from Mary. Love the original, but this is on another level. That's Isla in St Albans. Have you guys done covers before? Is that the first one you've done?
No, we've never done a cover version.
There you go. Glad to be the person to make you do the first one. So 2012, quickly before you guys start loading out, which is going to obviously take quite a long while. You're on tour in February around the UK.
Yep.
Okay, great. And what else is happening for you in 2012?
It's kind of a lot of touring, really, I suppose. You know, like we're playing most places. Then we go to the UK, France, Europe, then the US for quite a long while. Starting at South by Southwest and then kind of onwards. And then, we kind of come back to all the summer festivals, which is kind of an exciting time back in June. And then, sort of doing a sort of larger tour, hopefully in the autumn. But yeah, I don't know, you know, putting through, you know, both of us are going to put out more music, I suppose, this year. I've got definitely some plans to do some other collaborations as well. I've got.
Can you give us a hint?
No.
Oh, come on, Subtract. Please.
Not yet, no.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Is it American?
Could be.
Ooh, this is awful hinting again. All right. Well, we look forward to any collaborations that happen, and thank you so much for coming in and spending all that time preparing that music. We really appreciate it. I think a lot of people listening did too. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, and best of luck for 2012. Thanks, Sam, for 2.
Thank you.
Okay. See you later, guys.
Bye.